Ladies and gentlefolk, it's DRBC007 bringing you a Fortnite guide. What's that I hear you say? You don't know what Fortnite is? Well, until literally, I think 3 or 4 days ago, I didn't know what Fortnite was. I'd never heard it. It passed under my radar like many a cheap conquest. But it is here, and it's pretty bloody awesome. So, what is Fortnite? Fortnite is brought to you by Epic Games. It's in early access at the moment, meaning you can buy it, which I did, not realising that it does come out as free to play, which is something I don't like, but it comes out free to play next year with microtransactions and things that you can buy to upgrade your survivors and blah 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 blah. On the surface, it's cartoony, it's fun. It kind of reminded me slightly of Overwatch, but this cartoony vibe, and Borderlands by the way, it hides a much more in-depth and more difficult to grasp game. Obviously, there's 3 main things. You are survivors, you're more heroic, you're not just sort of like the lame survivor that's struggling to win, you are thriving, not just surviving. You're fighting against husks, which are zombies, but they're brought to you by some weird kind of storm clouds, which you can see, they're like purpley storm clouds, and again they are comedic kind of zombie type things which pop with lovely little cartoony graphics. And you also make forts. Now forts is the big part. It's a really intuitive and actually very, very good way to build. I think they've done an excellent job with this, and I'll get into that a little bit later. So the 3 main things: zombies, surviving, and building. Now surviving elements are kind of like Rust and Ark. You've got Minecraft for building and scavenging, and just standard zombies. It ticks all of my boxes more than Lady Lydia's Pleasure Palace. And yeah, so basically let's go into it. So you can see there's different classes and different heroes. Well, heroes are the classes. Are the classes heroes? I don't know if you can call them heroes. Anyway, there's different ones. There's like ninjas, which are fast and mobile. There's outlanders, which I believe are good at finding loot and maybe traversing the map and exploring. You have the standard soldier, which comes in different varieties and has different skills based on those varieties. And then the constructor, which helps with base defense and building stuff. I'm not quite sure how different it is, because you can build with every single class, as you can see. It doesn't matter. I'm sure we'll find out as the game progresses, because I'm still in its early infancy stages. You start off in a map with the main objective to find what is called an atlas. It's like a storm disrupting device. So you have to find it, and then you have to protect it by building up barriers, and then you can activate it. And when you activate it, the storm tries to destroy it. So it sends lots of waves of zombies, and you basically have to defend, where the fort building skills come into it, the traps, which are awesome, and of course your zombie fighting skills, which can be melee, oh yes, or just with normal guns and stuff like that. So that's basically the grounding for this game. You scavenge for materials, you build and craft weapons and traps and the like, and then you use your skills to build lovely little forts. You can do as many as you like, but most of the missions I've been on so far stop you with a limit, so you get extra points if you build a fort within a limit, which is good. Always try and do that. And then you survive. But underneath, there is so much more going on here. It's not that simple. I was particularly confused with some of the menu options, but it's now starting to make a little bit more sense. So when you continue through the gameplay, obviously you unlock points that you can go into a very in-depth skill tree. I'm only on skill level 1 or skill tier 1. I believe there's 4 or 5. They get bigger and bigger and more complex, and as you unlock those, you unlock extra things for your heroes, and obviously it helps benefit the team. Then you have like survivors. Survivors are mostly just in card form, and I had no idea what in God's name you're supposed to do with these blinking things. I just thought they looked kind of pretty. Obviously you want to get the purple ones because they're the legendary, or the legendary are orange, the purple are epic, blue rare. So it's a standard tiered system for common, uncommon, rare, epic, legendary. Now basically what you do is you put them into different squads, and you try and match the symbols for the squads, and then they give you boosts. So you don't actually see them in game, but they actually help to boost your stats. So your power, your armor, your savagery, your building skills. Did I say savagery? That's not quite right, but you know what I mean. So, I will go into that in another video. If you guys, of course, like this video and you're interested to know more about Fortnite, I could do a little bit more in depth. But at the moment, this is just kind of brushing the surface like I would with a paintbrush, putting down a basic layer before I paint my Mona Lisa. So, where have we got? Survivors, and then, of course, you've got schematics. There's a lot of schematics. Schematics can be upgraded, and then during game, you can build weapons. Weapons are not infinite. They don't last forever. They break down and then become useless. Also, ammunition. My giddy aunt, I have to craft a lot of ammunition. Ammunition seems in short supply. You run out of it very quickly, but again, going into the quite complex menu system, you can go through and you can craft different things. I didn't realise until probably 10 hours into this game that you can actually craft ammunition, or at least you can craft the components that you require to then craft ammunition. There's a lot going on. There is a lot going on. Do not let the cartoony graphics lure you in to its simplicity, because it's not. It is tricky, but it is very, very worthwhile. Now, as I said, I'm early on in this game, and it's getting a bit tricky. There are a couple of moments when I've died, so it's not just point and shoot. You have to consider so many other things. I did one level where I built a base, thinking it was fantastic, just really missed one massive flaw in my base, and of course the husks, they found their way in from behind because that's where they were attacking from, and I didn't have the resources to build more defenses in that area, and subsequently the mission failed. It's tricky, but it's very, very good. I love the visual style. I don't like to suggest to people, oh, you should buy this, you should buy that, because everybody's tastes are different. I like to try and give an unbiased view and say, this is what I liked, this is what I didn't like, and then you can make up your mind. But I'm actually pretty impressed with this. It's so much better than I thought it would be. The more I'm playing it, the more involved I'm getting. And even though it's an early access and they're continually adding things, it's just getting better and better. So I think if you are interested in zombies, cartoony, have fun game with friends, and you like building stuff, I think this game is for you. I really do. I would suggest maybe trying to pick it up in early access because you get extra founder stuff. And they're also working on a 5v5 person PvP. So you can fight against other enemies building massive forts and basically taking the war to them, which I think will be really, really cool. That's coming in the future, I believe. But for now, that was a brief roundup, very brief, very subtle, of Fortnite. It's great, and I'm going to be playing a lot more of this, and if you really did like this video, leave a comment and let me know if you were aware of this game, if you've been excited for it for a long time, if you're going to wait to the free-to-play, if you think free-to-play is good, if you like the graphics. Give me your comments in the comments below, because as I said, I didn't know about this game. It snuck under my radar, and just by chance I saw it the other day and got it literally on the early access release, and I am very, very glad that I did, and I hope you guys liked it too. So now I think I shall go and kill and butcher more zombies. Hiya! That was my sword swiping samurai sound. I will kill you. Or maybe I'll just be the sexy commando. Anyway, DRBC007, as always, signing off. Join the agency, people. I'm signing off now, but join the agency, people. There's a link in the description below. It is our Discord, where you can team up with other zombie hunters and fight for freedom against the husks from the storm clouds. Oh, yeah, let's get it on. Yeah. Ta-ra!